Hello everybody, welcome back to World of Warships Legends. It's again Wits End FL. I have another recording which again was recorded today, like I've been saying these past few videos. Been on a roll where I'm setting my personal damage record and breaking it by a small amount. Well, this time we don't break it by a small amount, we shatter it. As you can see in the title, this is actually my first game over 200,000. It is actually the highest damage anyone's ever recorded in the King George V on YouTube, and the second highest damage recorded, period. It does break the record shown on Discord, however it is done in ranked, which allows quicker reload of guns and health point restoration over time per second. Can't talk. So there's more damage to go around despite there being less ships, at least in theory. Despite that, like I said, there's only one person who's been able to achieve better than this, and they don't have it on recording. They did 240, and I end up with somewhere in the neighborhood of 229 in this game. So it's pretty massive, pretty massive game, and definitely shatters my old record in the Georgia of 185. But again, this is in ranked rather than, player or standard battles. So we go ahead and get the heal, which is a definitely an important part of, doing good in ranked, is getting these little consumables. In particular, the heals makes a huge difference for sure. Believe, I'm not too sure what map this is. I think it's a tier 5, or yeah, primarily a tier 5 map if I'm not mistaken. Now, with ranked, you do get these consumables, like I was saying. So that definitely helps you boost your damage per second output. We're going to go ahead and take a shot at the Gneisenau there. We pretty much have high explosive loaded this entire match. Just because it hits so hard, there's not a whole lot of scenarios where the AP makes sense with 14-inch guns. We get a fire right off the bat, which it looks like he may let it burn, which is good for us. But I mean, there's really not too many things that he could do that wouldn't be good for us, all things considered. Since he's letting that burn, we're going to take a shot at the broadside Colorado as well, try and get some fires burning on him too, which looks like we don't get, which is unfortunate. Gneisenau takes a shot at us, but German dispersion, unless you're running a complete dispersion build, you're not going to hit anything with the Gneisenau. It's sad truth. He's not doing very good, which, as you can see, he's got a few fires burning, one of them being ours. I really don't know why he hasn't damage conned it, because he hasn't damage conned our fire from the very beginning. Colorado has started to kite away. We're just going to take a shot just because we got little else to shoot at. So we want to try and get a fire burning with him. At 20,000 so far, we get a double fire right off that salvo, so it's a good thing we took that shot, which he immediately damage cons. So we're going to try and take another one at him, if he comes back into sight anyway, which of course he does. So you're going to take a shot with front guns, swing out to get the rear gun involved. Fortunately, the King George V's turret angles aren't the best, so it's hard to get the rear gun involved at times. We do get a fire on him. We're up to 29,000 damage, and make that a double fire, and those are going to burn until the damage con gets off of cooldown. Gneisenau is still tanking along because again, they've got those heals, which makes it a lot harder to kill ships. But we're going to keep taking shots at him. We knock out his torpedo tubes, do a couple thousand damage, get rid of a lot of his secondaries as well, and get a fire and a 6,000 damage salvo. The HE in this ship is nasty. Looks like he damage conned that, so going to take another shot, try and get another one to burn, and I believe we're able to lob the rear gun over. We do get another fire, which is going to burn for its duration, which I'll take that any day of the week. We have a hood, which is very close, is a big threat. I think he can overmatch my bow, so not a good situation to be in if I'm sitting here. But we're going to take a shot, get some fires burning on him too, because why not? You know, we got plenty to go around, and we do get a fire immediately, which is nice. So we're just kind of racking up the damage here. King George V is definitely not a ship you're going to see too many dev strikes out of, but it is a lot of fun just, you know, slugging out these ridiculous HE salvos. As far as my build with this ship, I've got Cunningham, as well as Scharnhorst, and I think my other inspiration, I'm not too sure honestly. But anyway, it's a dispersion build. It's not a tank build. Especially in this mode, it's pretty useless unless there's not the heal consumables. Hood is not doing very well, and we just lit him on fire again, so he's pretty much going to die. We're at 90,000 damage, and they have every one of their ships. We go ahead and get our first kill, and we have a broadside Boise, which we're going to take out if we can, because they are menaces. Even if we do have the heals, fires can definitely negate a lot of those heals that we're getting from the game mode. Set a fire on him, get our high caliber badge, 100,000 damage. Looks like he damage conned it, but you know, given his damage, there's not a whole lot of other options. So we're going to try and finish him off here with another salvo. Except this time we're going to be loading AP. This is one of the few scenarios where AP is a shot that I'll take, is, you know, with these cruisers, which we do a pretty nasty salvo off of them. He's not doing too great, but he is still kicking. We have full health because of those heals, and I believe this salvo should be enough to take him out here. Wait for it. Of course not, but we do take out his gun, and not a whole lot left in the tank for him, as long as somebody can take him out. But, of course, I don't think my teammates are going to do that. I think they have other things in mind, like shooting a destroyer that's 12 kilometers away. Which I can't blame you for, but at that range, you're very unlikely to hit him unless he's sailing in a flat broadside, not paying attention. Boise has no torpedoes, so we have nothing to fear from him. He's not island camping, so we're going to take the shot instead and finish him off ourselves, getting our second kill of the game. Now we've got a King George V sitting out there, which we're going to try and burn down. The destroyer's not doing too well, and we've got a full health Colorado taking care of him. Definitely is something we'd like to get rid of, which the Colorado does. So we've got basically 2 full health battleships and a Helena, which isn't doing very good against our 3 ships here. We're sitting with 127,000 damage ourselves. Caps are even at this point, so that's nice. Colorado, I thought he was going to take a torp there, and I thought for sure we were going to be able to lob the island, but doesn't look like it, which is unfortunate. Our Colorado is going to take a shot and also shatter all his shells into the island. So instead, we're going to try and burn down this King George as well. We're just trying to rack up as many fires as possible. Which, you know, you might be thinking, why are you shooting HE if they're going to heal it back? And, you know, the reason being, this isn't the same as, you know, a Nelson in a standard game where, you know, it's only something they can heal back if it's dealt as HE damage. These heals are not coming from their ship, they're coming from the game mode, and they can heal 100% of any kind of damage with this. So it doesn't matter if the damage is coming from HE or AP, they're going to heal it back. And we're going to do a lot more damage per second with the HE, so we're going to be taking those shots instead of AP. Looks like the Colorado damage conned our fire. We're going to take another shot at the King George over here. I don't really recommend bow tanking in the King George because I believe it can be overmatched by 16s, and you're better off fooling them into taking shots into your armored belt because it is pretty thick. And you can occasionally swing out the mirror guns. I don't actually run a spotter plane in this build because I find the dispersion to be good enough as it is. We're going to switch to AP, I believe just because the Colorado is going to come out broadside to us. We're at 142,000 damage right now, which is pretty good, for sure. We have a Witherer and a high caliber badge. Colorado's coming out broadside, so we're going to take a shot with AP and then switch to HE, I believe. We go ahead and smack him for 15,248 damage out of our front guns alone, which is pretty nice. But unfortunately, he's getting to heal back a lot of that. Not a whole lot I could do there. He's getting awfully close, you know, as I start to notice. So I go ahead and decide, you know, what's this guy's plan here? And kind of dawns on me he could be coming in for a ram, knowing that I have full health. And, you know, I'm not going to be able to, neither one of us are going to be able to do a whole lot of damage to each other. So I try and angle towards him, and I'm just thinking, okay, looks like he's coming in for a ram. What are my options here? We smack him for 10,000 damage and give him 2 fires from his bow. This ship is nasty. I've tried the Nelson, and I actually just got it, and I do like it, but this ship does a whole lot better in this game mode than the Nelson, because the 15 is going to overmatch Nelson's bow. And for some reason, it seems like the AG hits harder in the King George than the Nelson, which doesn't make sense to me. He's coming in for a ram for sure, so we're going to be turning out, and as long as we can, you know, get turned, he can't match our speed in a slow ship like that. So we're going to turn out. The problem is, our Colorado is sailing broadside, and he's going to block us, and then he's not going to turn. So what do? I can't do anything. This dude screws the pooch for me. You know, I'm a full health ship. There's nothing I can do. I'm getting rammed because this guy blocked me, and he's done nothing to help me. Which sucks, because I could have pushed that damage a lot further. But we get rammed to finish it out. 227,191 damage. 111 hits, 17 fires. Flooding, because we got rammed. 26 secondaries, 3 incapacitations, high caliber, witherer, and I'm not sure what that third badge is. Maybe arsonist. But our team goes ahead and decides to just die one after another. In particular, this guy who decides he wants to give a flat broadside for everyone on the team to shoot at. So not only does he prevent me from getting away and escaping the ram, but now he decides to just sail flat broadside to a King George at point blank range. Even though it only has 14-inch guns, they will punish you if you're showing a flat broadside in an American ship at point blank range. Anything will punish you at that range. So he's having his health drained pretty quick, and although he's dealing some damage to the King George, it's just not, he's not winning the trades, because, you know, the armor is much weaker on the Colorado at the center line. So he's obviously not going to be lasting a whole lot longer here, which the King George gets a pretty nasty salvo on him. He's at 7,600 something health, and he's healing, but there's only so much you can do when you're that low and getting focused. So I definitely think this is a game we could have won if I had not been blocked from avoiding the ram by this guy. Definitely a big mistake, I think, and you could make the argument I should have been paying attention to that, but really I had one way that I could go to avoid that ram, and that was to the right. There's no other way of doing it. I had to go to the right. And the Colorado was just as much at being risk of being rammed as I was, and he took no action. And noticed I was turning out, didn't do a thing about it. Just continued to sail flat broadside, just enough to block me. Sorry, losing my voice here a little bit. So Colorado's just kind of waiting for the heals to kick in, but, you know, like I said, he's 3v1. He definitely screwed the pooch. He does manage to get the cap back, but it's to no avail. He's now 4.5 kilometers from Gneisenau, so one way or another, you're going down in that scenario. Especially with only 10,000 hit points. Gneisenau citadels him to take him out, and we lose that battle. And I again would argue that a lot of that was due to the Colorado blocking me off and then showing a flat broadside for everyone to shoot at. 227,190 damage, 111 hits, 3 kills, 3 incapacitations, 17 fires, floods, 2,486 base XP as the losing team. So pretty nasty game. And then as far as badges, Witherer, Arsonist, High Caliber. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be on the lookout for the next one, and I'll talk to you soon.